Well, for 4 years now, my life has been leading up to a decision. A decision not just to travel to Florida, but to look at the potential of putting down roots, of buying property, getting off the road, and getting away from extreme minimalism and just going to a level of minimalism, going to like a normal downsizing mode. And so for weeks, I've been, well, I would say over a year or so, I've been seriously looking at home bases. And in the past several weeks, the decision has heated up because there's been more and more contenders that suited my needs. Good to see you, Andre. Great to see you, Bree. Hey, Bree. Love to you too, Bree. Thank you, Andre, and thank you, Bree. And so the stress has been weighing on me, and I thought today that things would be a certain way. There was some changes at the last minute, as always, and so the decision that has been made for the time being is I'm taking my talents to South Florida. You know that. But am I taking on home ownership again? That's the first decision. And the answer is, as of now, no. Because I thought the deal was going to go through, and I went back and forth a little bit. I upped my offer, and we just could not come to terms. We're just a little bit apart. And so I stepped back from the table, and now I have, Class B on the table, and now I have the hybrid electric car with the travel trailer. I would say is not really looking like a feasible option. So I have mixed emotions tonight because I really thought the decision was going to be home ownership. And is there still a chance that I end up going through with this property? There is a small chance. I'll have to sleep on it tonight. But I felt like I wanted to give you guys a decision today because this is how the day went. This is how the week went. Is that I wanted to wrap this up this week and move on with my life. And in one sense, I have the relief of not owning property again because I was getting myself all worked up for the responsibility of property ownership. In the other sense, I feel like, Sam, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, am I going really to Class B? Is that a parallel move or a backwards move? And I gotta lick my wounds tonight. I gotta take a long shower. I want to try to get some rest. Because the decision right now is, I would say for me personally, it does feel like a letdown, but a relief. But I'll be honest with you, it doesn't feel as much of a relief as it used to be. It used to feel like a huge relief that I didn't own anything. And ownership, I guess, is not really the main thing. I have to get something going here to stabilize my life a little bit because I do not feel stable. My first time in 4 years where I really do not feel inspired to be in my car. I mean, I've never, I've had my bad days living on the road, certainly. But I've never felt what I felt now, which is a lack of inspiration for full-time living on the road in my Jeep. It's over. And it's been very hard for me to deal with the fact that I'm going to commit again. And to be honest with you, I mean, I could have pushed it. I said to myself today, Sam, should you just push it and just give them what they want? And like I say, I'm going to sleep on it tonight and see maybe this weekend I go back to the table. But I had a number in my head that I felt like was meeting them halfway. This guy has a certain amount of property, he wants to make a certain amount of profit. I understand, and his is right. It's his property. And even going up a little bit, the couple grand is not the deal breaker. I guess it's just that I have to. How vigorously am I committing to a different way of life? I guess is the major decision. Well, I think I've definitely decided that my current circumstance is not working anymore, and so I have urgency to do something different. Not rushing, I'm not being hasty, I'm not going over emotional, but I know I could feel it. There's signs showing me that this Jeep, the process of living out of this Jeep, the time has come. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Twister. Thank you, ESP. Thank you, Fred. Oh, Pluto, man. We love you, brother. One day at a time. Thank you for the super chat. Self-care. Thank you, Pluto. Thank you, Pluto. Look, Pluto, a lot of you guys know what I mean, when I say the road wears you out a little bit. A lot of you have been to a level where I'm at, and you've gotten off the road for your own personal reasons. And some of you I know plan to go back on the road. I know ESP, and, in a different way, maybe part-time, maybe seasonal. And I feel older. I don't know, maybe it's mentally, because mentally I'm kind of checked out. And I'm checked out, and I feel vulnerable. I mean, it's the first time, not like vulnerable, like scared, like but I feel like it's time, And so I spoke to the RV dealership, and I went to look at, once I found out, and later on this afternoon, that the home base, we couldn't come to terms. I thought we were there, and I was nervous even where we were at. And I said to myself, okay, I go to plan B. I spoke to the RV dealership. Supposedly they have another RV that would fit what I was thinking to do coming in within days. So, now I'm looking at that. I don't, like I said, I really don't see me doing plan C, which is a hybrid vehicle and a travel trailer. I can't see that logistically. And I don't see that as a move that I really want to make. So, like I said, right now I need to get some, we're going to do this live feed for a little bit, but after this live feed, I need to get some rest, because I really need to take a hot shower. I'm fried, man. The stress, and I've been feeling bad because I know I'm putting you guys through stress sharing my indecision here. But, I've documented my life this far, so I'm going to share it. And I've had some people already, like, as soon as you go to buy a home base, making threats and all type of things. I mean, it's crazy. But, that's par for the course. It's okay. I document, I let the police know, and they trace the IP address and all that stuff. So, the weird thing is, when you feel off balance in life, and I feel off balance right now, is, getting your balance back, so then you can get your intensity back. Because you're not going to have intensity when you're not stable, and I'm not stable right now. And I've, as I thought about option A with the home base, I definitely feel like it would stable, but it's going to be very rocky to get, I know it's going to be rocky to get there, because I'm overcoming a lot of mental obstacles. I'm outlaying a lot of financial resources, and I'm going back into a certain lifestyle that, I'm really not sure about. Like I've shared with you many times, it was so easy. Well, it wasn't easy. There was times when I sold my house, when I was going through the closing process, it was very hard. It was rocky. At least it felt like that to me, because the process is just not fun. But there was passion behind the move to sell my house, the decision to sell. The decision to buy, I don't know if it's out of passion, it's out of almost necessity. I feel like for the necessary well-being of myself, I need to stabilize. I've never felt that 4 years being on the road. I feel it now. And how much is that worth to me is the question. Well, it was worth a certain number, and I thought it was good enough, but it wasn't. I mean, there's plenty of home bases, though. I mean, I could go back into the algorithm of keep looking, and I could go option D. Option D, do nothing, keep my eye out for home bases, and I'm still young enough and healthy enough to make it work. And obviously, I'm doing that right now. Every day we get through life one day at a time, one step at a time. I practice what I preach. But there's an unsettling thing in my spirit. Now, obviously, look, when it's time to travel up north, if I don't own property by the end of August, it's not going to be a big deal because I'll be up north for a few weeks. So, but I really struggling with seeing myself getting through a summer without this major change here, without temperature control. I mean, I thought about today too when I went to Plan B, and I circled through my options. I said, well, I could rent. I could do the Airbnb thing. I can rent. That's an option. And, I keep them all on the table. Not my preference, but it's an option. Thank you, everyone on the live chats. I appreciate all the positive people, more positive than negative. And for the negative, we document, we escalate to the police, we let them do their thing. That's it. But what I can tell you is that it's going to be okay regardless. And I'm very grateful. Why? Because look, let's look at the reality of where we're at. I'm healthy. I have the resources to seek shelter if I need it, to do what I need to do. That's a blessing. Suitcase of money, thank you for joining the live chat. Thank you. God bless you and appreciation. Gratitude, not entitlement. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Keep showing up, guys, even when you're scared and unstable. Self-care, like my man Pluto said. Thank you again, Pluto. Thank you, Andre. Andre, you don't ask for a lot. You're very positive. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, all my members out there. So, the decision today is home ownership is not in the immediate future. There is an outside possibility that if I sleep on things tonight, I just say, fuck it, what's a few more grand? And is it worth stabilizing my life? The other thing I still think about, my mom keeps telling me not, but I still do. In one sense, I don't know if the home base would help the situation with my mom if she ever needed to live with me. Or I don't know if she ever needed me, if she would never leave my siblings up there and she has her doctor, if she would ever need me to stay up there with her for a long period of time, if she had to have some, and then I have a house I'm not paying for. If I had the Class B and if I had to, I have my own space up there. But, my plans are nowhere near, unless there's an emergency, my plans are nowhere near staying up there for a significant period of time in any year. It's just to spend quality time with my mother because I still love my mother. I appreciate my mother. I feel bad for those who don't have that experience. But I want to apologize for being, thankful for, my mother. I don't know why people get upset with that. Thank you, Wendy. Love to you, Wendy. I'm praying for you every day. You take life one day at a time, Wendy. Everyone out there, you remember, one day at a time. We're going to do all live comments. So, look, I feel like I let you guys down a little bit because I want to give you a clear answer tonight. I mean, the clear answer is just what I told you. I mean, the clear answer is the home deal didn't go through. It could still go through if I just say fuck it and give the seller what they want. I'm not prepared to do that tonight. I got to sleep. I'm burnt out. The Class B, I spoke to the RV dealership, the one that would fit my needs, 18 feet long. There's more en route that they should be delivered within a week. That's a viable option I'm still looking seriously at. Right now, again, I think option C is off the table, a hybrid with a travel trailer, because it's very hard for me to visualize logistically how I'm placing that. And as a stabilization, I don't see that surviving storms or housing myself, and even if, God forbid, my mother need to live with me. So, I don't know. I don't see that. So renting is out there. Obviously, right now we're in Plan D mood, which is do nothing. But that is not going to be lasting too long, because I really do not see me doing nothing throughout the summer. It just, and that's why I was trying to get this deal closed by May, by the middle of May here. I'm a little bit, I feel like I'm up against the clock with the warm weather coming in. And just, there's been certain signs that I've been going through at night, with my routine. And I say, man, it's time for me to get off this road. Like I said, I've never felt that in 4 years. I feel it now. And I don't want to ignore those signs, when I signed a couple contracts, because we had to go back and forth. I had to sign an initial contract and a counter offer. Big Plan Dan, man, thank you for your gracious super chat. It is always exciting to be at a crossroads. I've been stressed out my mind, man. I love it. Big Plan Dan, you've been gracious to me. I hope that your house build is going well. I hope that your mind is at peace. And I want to thank you for being a gracious member and a very wise man with a lot to share. And I listen to all your comments. Thank you. So, yeah, for me, the crossroads are a mixed bag. That I know that we're not going down this same road much longer. And I know we're going to be in for a little bit of a rocky time. I wish I was a little bit more excited. But I know these next few weeks are going to be a little bit rocky, because either way, I'm going to be doing something. And there's going to be turbulence during a transition. But it's necessary. It's necessary. But I got to get through one day at a time right now. That's where things stand. I'll update you guys. Obviously, I still do a video every day, live feed every day. God willing, I could do it. Like I said, the only good thing I feel positive about not having a home base is it's harder to hit a moving target. Because like I say, it's when you have a home base, a little bit more of a, Elon Musk said it in an interview too, when he was selling everything, that, people use it against you. Even when I went to, because I got a quote on home insurance and everything. I went and I called my insurance company and I said, look, with my car, and then getting home insurance, a supplemental home insurance. And they gave me a good quote. It was actually pretty reasonable. And we were going over the line items of the homeowner insurance quote. And I said, well, what's this line item here? He goes, well, that protects you a little bit, because if you ever get into a car accident, lawyers use homeowners, if you own a home and you get into an accident, they use that as another asset that they can come after. So this kind of protects you to a certain amount. So I said, damn. He goes, yeah, the more you own, the more they come after. I stood out in my mind when he said that. That's all God. So, but a lot of the fear is in my mind. I know that. Because the big difference between me looking at home ownership now versus 20 years ago, when I first bought my first home, is I'm in a different place mentally, emotionally, financially, logistically, geographically, I'm in a different place. But for the past 4 years, I've been in the same place, the same seat, and it's done. It's done. And, it's like I don't want to make a move out of desperation, because I feel it's so done. It's like, at the end of a relationship, you don't even have to, people don't have to tell you it's over. You try to lie to yourself a little bit and say, well, it's not over yet. Maybe we can make it work. it's we have to go forward. We have to go forward. So I have to stay positive in going forward. See, it's been very challenging not to get negative or sad, because the stress of this big decision and the changing of my life is like a death, but like any death, there's that grieving process. There's like denial in the beginning, then there's anger, then there's negotiation. I just went through negotiation. And I don't know what's next. There's a couple of them. There's like 7 steps of grief. But eventually there's just acceptance, that it's over and it's time to move on. And I'll get there. Like I say, I'm trying to work through the steps. Blessed, thank you very much. $4.99 super chat. Did you get the condo, brother? Bless you, whatever you're chosen. No, I didn't. I made the counter offer that I thought was going to seal the deal. And today, the seller rejected it. So I thought kind of if I came in at a certain higher price, it'd be done. I had a closing date set, had my home insurance ready. But today, which I was expecting to get the final answer, I did. Now, like I say, I don't know, you may have missed it. Thank you again for the tip. Is that, I could sleep on tonight and just say, fuck it, I'm just going to give the seller what he wants. I don't know if I'm not there mentally right now. I mean, right now, mentally, I'm done. Because I kind of had in my mind that, tonight I'd be under contract. And I'd be cruising along the next step of home inspection and closing date. And I could still do it. I could sleep on it tonight and just say, Sam, you got to do something different, just do it. But I don't know if I feel that, do I feel the Class B? We're going to see. Right now, the decision ended up being D because the deal fell through on the condo today. I called the RV dealership. There's more of the RVs I'm looking at coming in at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. And that's it. There's nothing else today I could do. So, I will lick my wounds tonight. I gotta take a hot shower. I gotta get some sleep. And I gotta try to figure out, which option I go to next. Like I said, right now we're in option D because there's nothing I'm gonna do at 7, 8 o'clock at night that's gonna change anything that has happened. And I want to be honest with you, like I'm reflecting my thoughts, but I'm not. I mean, I wasn't tremendously hurt that the seller said no. I mean, in one sense, I was kind of going back and forth on my counter because I'm scared. And I felt bad, going back and forth with the agent. But at the same time, it's like I don't have a major relief that I've had in the past where deals fall through. And it's like, fuck it, I'm nomading anyway. I'm in a different place, But I'll pick up the pieces. And I'm grateful for everything I have. I have a lot to be thankful for tonight. And I'll share with you guys as the next options unfold here. Let me take a hydration break and we'll go to all live comments. Thank you again, Suitcase, for joining the membership. Thank you, Big Plan Dan. Thank you, Pluto. Thank you, Blessed. You're all very gracious. Thank you to all my members. Andre again, welcome. Keeping up with Bree, I love you. How's everything going with you and with nursing? ESP, hey Sam, ESP. I love you. I hope you're doing good, ESP. Fred, hey Sam, what's the verdict? Yeah, I just gave it to him. I don't know, man. Fred, take that as a sign, bro. It wasn't meant to happen today. Yeah, it was tough. Like I said, I could have made it happen today. I always try to balance that out, right? Like, let things unfold naturally, but also I have the ability to say, fuck it. I can come up more on my price. I can do that and I can change my life like that. But I thought, where I was at was good enough to get it done. and it was in a contract. It was in written form. So I thought, it was there. So, we'll see, brother, but I love you and I appreciate you. Twista, I appreciate you. Thank you, Twista. ESP. You don't owe us a decision. You're very gracious. I appreciate you sharing your life with us, but you make your decision whenever you make your decision. That's a friend right there. You mark that down, ESP. I hope you're still in here. That's a friend when someone says something like that to you. Like I say, even the past couple of nights, I've had people leave some comments, and I know what they were alluding to. And to me, I take that as a cyber threat, and I document it accordingly. And, but I say thank you to all the gracious people out there. Thank you. Pluto, love to you, brother. Thank you again, man. I hope you're doing good. You did the right thing by doing what you need to do for you. Love to you, brother. Kathy, hey, Sam, how were you recently? Disaster. This past week, well, I don't want to say disaster. I want to say grateful for my health and overall things are going good. I'm in Florida. I don't have a lot to complain about, especially compared to many others. But emotionally, it's been a horrible experience. Buying a home is one of the biggest purchases we make. And the fact that I'm not just buying a home, I'm getting ready to change my life has been very emotionally rocky. Blessed, another 499 super chat. I believe that sleeping on it, and don't be too proud to come up on that price. Just a woman speaking to a man. Thank you for sharing with us. Well, thank you, Blessed. I appreciate your counsel, and I will take it under advisement. Like I share with you guys and girls, I've asked the counsel of my close friends, and for those of you on YouTube that we share with, and the vast majority, not all, but the vast majority have said the condo is the right choice. There has been some which make a valid point that Class B is a great choice. And, we may end up there. But right now, I can't go from, $100,000 condo to a RV in the same day. That would be just totally reckless. Now, I did call the RV dealership to get a feel for if they had what I'm looking for in inventory, because they sold one of them, the ones I was looking at. And I got an ETA on when that I expected to be in. So my plan tonight, is to take a shower, lick my wounds, and wake up tomorrow with a refreshed mind and see where we go. But look, overall, like I say, it does feel good to be free. When the deal fell through, I called one of my close friends still in Jersey. And I said, well, the deal fell through, man. I said, I'm back to being a free man. And, so, there is that little relief. But it's short-lived, to be honest with you. I'll be very honest. The relief is good. Guys, I'm not on the hook. But the reality is, I know that I'm kind of not where I'm supposed to be anymore. And I don't like being there because I know it. I know myself. I know energy. I know vibes. And I try to be honest with myself and with you guys as best I can. I got to keep some stuff private only because, you got to protect yourself a little bit, So, but I've always been intense, and I've always told you guys straight up, look, for me, the car living, no-brainer, it's been great. But these past few weeks, months, I feel the winds changing completely. And so, but I'm going to figure it out. I know I'm going to figure it out. We're going to get through it, and then I'm going to evolve. I just got to get through these next few weeks with wisdom and with the grace of the Lord. And that's it. I got to remain on the discipline of not overreacting and on trying to take my time. With the home base, the reason I was willing to sign, even though it was very tough for me to sign, and I went back and forth, was because I looked at everything logically. I looked at everything and I ran all the numbers and I said, it's like everything, all the wisdom points to the condo or the RV lot, whatever, a home base, So, there's a level of wisdom with the Class B because I stay highly flexible, that I can really go anywhere at any time. But not that I'm not looking to. The only really reason I would need flexibility at that level is if, I needed to go back up north like last year with the, shutdown or something like that, or if my mom, God forbid, got sick. It does feel good knowing that I can wrap everything up within, 30 seconds, and I'm out. So I see the value in there, that wisdom in that. The reinvestment of, the only thing I'm unsure about that may be, the only thing that may offset the depreciation of the RV is the fact that I'm going to be able, I'm going to be a lot more stable than if I'm in a car. Now, long-term investment, the Class B on average is not going to do the same as a condo, but it's also not going to have the same recurring fees as a condo, and it's going to be a level of a tax write-off, for my revenue. So there's a balance there that I could justify that. The lifestyle comes into the discussion, and the backup plan. If I get really sick where I needed to really get off the road, getting sick at a high, somebody asked me that today, like, what do you do when you get sick? Guys, I tough it out. I mean, and I've been fortunate. I've gotten sick on the road, and it hasn't been fun. But you make it work, Other than that, you're either going to get a hotel, you're going to get an Airbnb. There's no other option, but you're not going to have a house in your cars. A van, you're going to get a little bit more privacy, but it's a high risk, high reward. It's like the reason you're so free is because you don't have a lot. But, when you need to bunker down, the same thing that gives you the freedom is the same thing that gives you the vulnerability. And so it's like, that's that risk reward. That's that high risk, high reward lifestyle, And I don't think I need to take that much risk anymore. It's like, and like I always tell you, like I learned, like kind of with finances is, I was taking way too much risk and I don't need to. It's like, I don't need to try to like, you try to double your money and stuff like that. That's just like, you really pressing the odds, So at this point in my journey, I don't really need to take that high level of risk to stay on the road. But I have to take a calculated risk. And I thought I was doing that with the condo. I thought the decision was, look, I'm not going to say it's super inspiring to know that I'm locked to something, but I felt like it hedged my bet, and it gave me a level of stability that, yeah, you could say, well, security is a false illusion, this and that. And that's a fair argument. But the reality is, when you need to get off the road, it's not, or if you just need to rest for a while, it's not a false reality. It's a real thing. Look, it's a real condo or a real home that you go home to every night, that I don't. That's not an illusion. Like I know sometimes Bob Wells and other people say like safety is an illusion. Look, to a certain extent I agree, but a certain extent I will not agree. There is a difference between being, out in the world, whether in a campground even, or stealth parking, or just driving more. There is a real higher risk. Again, even just being on the road more. Forget about where you're sleeping. Versus being a little bit more stationary. So, again, there's people that do what they got to do, again, there's three parts of life: survival, exploration, and building. And I kind of felt like I'm now getting to the category where I'm building. I'm not, we're always surviving, but I'm really not exploring anymore. I'm kind of like building my next step. So how much of a foundation do I want to lay, I guess, in this area? Do I want to let a few grand stop me from making the decision to put down roots? Well, today, I wasn't prepared to go any higher, so we're going to sleep on it and go from there. Let's go back to live comments. Let me roll down my windows. It's getting hot, guys. That heat will bring out the change too. Make sure I go in order. Hal, what's up, brother? Sam, hey, what's the deal, player? We just broke it down. How are you, Hal? Good to see you, brother. Keeping up a break. I turned 26 yesterday. Well, we're going to sing happy birthday to that. 26. I was super emotional, only because reality sets in that I'm only getting older. That's true. You're still young now. It's scary, but it's part of life. That's true. You're over. A quarter of your life is over, but that means 3/4 of your life is still ahead of you. And the good news is that you are still in your sexual peak. The good news is you are in a great career choice. The good news is the Lord has blessed you with good looks and a good personality. And the truth is that we have to take life one day at a time. So while we do that, let us sing happy birthday to our beautiful, loving nurse, adventure seeker, skydiver, keeping up a break. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bree. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bree. Many more. Many more, Bree. We love you. We're proud of you. And just like you did at work, you remember, if you fall, you get back up. And you keep pushing forward. We love you, Bree, and we appreciate you. Hal says, happy birthday, Bree. Thank you, Hal. Twister. Because you're just a minimalist in your car contemplating life all day. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not contemplating life all day. I mean, I'm still doing my errands. I'm still working remotely. I'm still doing self-care. I'm still doing everything that every other human is doing. The only difference is I live in a car, not a house. So to me, I was willing to deal with that because I had personal goals for my life. And the avenue, the conduit of living in a car helped me escalate the reaching of my goals. But now I don't feel like I'm on a path to my goals. I feel like I'm just a guy living in his car without a goal, because my goal was to get to Florida and cut my bills in half. Now, I've learned minimalism. I love it. I love detached. I mean, I could really, in one sense, I could see myself never owning property again. But in the other sense, I say to myself, I don't have a quality of life at this point living in my car. I just don't. I mean, I don't know why. I just don't feel it. So I've never felt that in 4 years. And a lot of people have gotten mad at me that, you shouldn't be saying, hey, look, I'm going to share my life how I see it. It doesn't mean that's how you see it. Like I say, the vast majority of people are very positive and loving. So you try to remember to talk to your friends, not your enemies. And someone is not your friend just because they do a free live feed, because they show up when they want on their dime. They steal free ice. Okay. And I'm not impressed by their free shit either, because believe me, they're getting financial help from someone. They're not doing shit for free. They're getting subsidized by someone. So I don't want to hear that. Like, there's some people out there that are so highly self-righteous. Give me a break. Give me a break. Okay. Please. So I want to stay positive. One thing I would say that I'm glad I got the vaccine, because I do question getting it. But the one valuable thing, like God turns everything for good, is when I got the vaccine, at least the first shot, I still got to get the second shot, is I don't know if I should have got it. I'll be honest with you guys. But, for the couple of days I didn't feel good. It just kind of like gave me that same feeling that when I had a couple health scares in my life. And I said, you know what? I got to be a little bit more positive, a little bit more kind, because like I say, you live this life as a nomad and as a YouTuber where you're dealing with, you don't know if you're dealing with someone who's being friendly or they're being sarcastic, or if they're trying to just be a friend, and then they got another profile that one profile they're your friend, the other profile they're trolling you. And you're dealing with all this stuff, and you get this intense mindset because you're surviving. You're surviving in your car every night. You're surviving on YouTube. Trying to make a side hustle. You're trying to do all these things. You're sharing your life, which most people are not doing. You know what I mean? Trolls ain't doing that shit, no matter how much they get on their self-righteous shit that everything should be free or this. Well, why don't you fucking share your life? You won't. You know what I mean? You got a fake Joker profile and you got parody channels. But the truth is, where's your shit? And your shit is in the closet with R. Kelly shit. You know what I'm saying? But when that shit comes falling out, okay, you're going to be trapped in the closet. And you're going to be trapped in a cell with R. Kelly getting stabbed. Okay, so that's all right. You know, it all play out at the end. I understand life. So, you know, I'm kind of a little bit back in survival mode. Because I thought I was going building mode, and I'm not going there right now. At least not tonight. You know, because I'm thinking in my mind, like, all right, now I'm gonna schedule the inspection. I got my closing date. I was gonna get a couple pieces of furniture, and I didn't like the price tag, but I'm doing all this stuff. You gotta do it. You gotta build. And now I'm looking like, yeah, well, I don't have to spend no money. I love that. You guys know I'm cheap. But then I said to myself, Sam, you got this money now. You ain't doing nothing with it, and you got to do something. You know, you're not. Now, look, I'm definitely getting a hotel. You know, when I get the second shot, if I don't have a home base, that's going to happen. And like I say, if I go through the summer, which, you know, it's hard to believe, but if I get to the summer, you know, I'll look at renting something. I'm not going to be sweating in this car all summer. So I don't know, you know, maybe I'll sleep on it tonight and say, you know what, the decision is go back to that seller or that home base and just give them what they want. So let me take a hydration break and we'll go back to live comments. I want to thank everyone again for your graciousness. Thank you to all my members. Thank you, my newest member. Thank you, all the super chats. Thank you. I hope my videos help you in some way. Twister. This is how you become a modern day philosopher. You know, I appreciate that. I remember when I was in New Jersey, when I still owned a house in a condo community there, I used to walk around at night. And that's why I came to Florida, because I wanted to be able to walk outside in the morning, noon, and night with good weather. And that's a major thing for me, man. Major. And you know what? Living in my car, it's kind of like hindering that. Because I need to be able to step into some temperature control, take a break, and then step back out. And I don't have a good balance right now, guys. I'm off balance, man. I'm a little bit fucked up. So I got to figure this out, you know. I mean, tomorrow's live feed, maybe just fuck it. I gave the seller what they want, but I'm just not there tonight. So love to you, brother. Love to you. Thank you, Twister. Let me go back to live comments here. Forgive me, guys, for being a little bit late on these comments. I'll get to them. Oh, and I missed one of Twister's comment. He goes, I agree. I feel like it ages you mentally quicker. Yes, you're living in your car. You know, look, there's a higher level of survival than the conforming life, because you're dealing with the elements more of the public, of the weather, of the constant movement. And, you know, you are on an episode of Survivor. You know, one of the first questions people asked me when I started living in my car, like, how long you gonna do that, man? And I never really thought 4 years. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I mean, when I started though, I got kind of like, man, it kind of was exciting as a mother, you know, in the beginning. And even during it, you know, but I'm done now. You know, I'm done now. I know I'm done now. And I tell you, when you're done, it's scary. Because, like I say, now, again, this is for people who commit to the full-time nomad life, not part-time. For me, the scary part is, how do I get out of this algorithm wisely? You know, where I don't entrap myself too much, but at the same time, I don't want to do such a temporary thing that I don't get enough stability. That's why I'm a little bit cautious with the renting, because I don't want to start... Because to me, to be honest with you, it doesn't give me enough stability. You know, what am I going to do, rent month to month? And then I'm going to be counting down the days to the end of the month every day. It's like, even now, like, you know, when I thought I was going to be under contract when I did this live feed, I was counting down the days till closing, and I was preparing how I was going to alter my life. And so, you know, that'd be like a month away, right? So, you know, if I'm doing that with the closing day, I'll be doing the same thing with renting. So it's like, I'm never really in this algorithm of I'm stable. So yeah, I got to figure that part out. ESP says, Bree, laughing, you're 26. Can you believe that young? I understand that it's a milestone for you, but you're still a baby. ESP, you old Grammy? ESP, you're still young too. Yeah, I think you're in your 30s, maybe 40s. Twister. I agree with that stabilization. Thank you, Twister. Wandering off, aka Aline, how are you? Alina, I think. It almost felt like the decision to buy the condo didn't sit 100% well with you. Well, that's a good observation. It still doesn't, Aline. I hope you're still in here, Aline. Let me finish reading your comment. If so, it's good it didn't happen. Such a big commitment and money too. Yeah, that's the other side of the coin, which I'm glad you brought up. You know, again, there's a relief I have again. I don't think I can own a place and have the same relief I have right now. I know, like I went back and forth on a counteroffer. Again, I probably drove the real estate agent a little bit nuts. You're 100% right. Look, and that's why I'm so frustrated right now. And that's why I feel bad, you know, if I'm frustrating you guys. But I can only share what I'm doing. So, you know, where I go from here is very uncertain. I know, though, I got to go somewhere because I cannot keep doing this. So we're going to take it one day at a time. But thank you, Aline. You are correct. Wandering off. Twister. But I know less than you. No, look, everyone, thank you for that gracious comment. Everyone knows something. Everyone plays a part. You know, like sometimes when I'm in my, you know, very intense mood, or I have been, you know I've been a little bit reckless with my words. You know, I'm trying to correct that a little bit. So, look, there's some people that are just bad news. I mean, I hate to say it, I don't know why. You know, they have intelligence, because I've seen people that are bad news, they have something to offer, but they just are very negative. They're toxic. I don't know why. But even if someone does not have a lot of common sense or a lot of intelligence, maybe they just have compassion and maybe they just have humor. You know, as you get older and wiser, you know, yes, intelligence, intellect, common sense, these are all things that are honorable and great. But also you realize, you know, just someone being kind is an awesome thing too. So, you know, it's like you don't have to be a rocket scientist to make a great impact or to offer something. Now, I know that sounds boring and corny, and it is. I mean, it's the way it sounds. There's no doubt. I'm not trying to bullshit you guys. But it's truth. And you don't realize that, though, until you need someone who is kind and loving. Like, you know, I mean, we all need someone who is wise and intelligent and good looking, right? That's like, you know, that's part of what we want, right? So, but when we're hurting, wisdom really don't matter. You know, what I've really found amazing is when you're hurting, the last thing you want to do is hear is wisdom. Because usually when you're hurting, you neglected wisdom. And when someone, like, you know, a lot of times when I've shared too boldly, and you should share boldly, but I know sometimes probably been too brash, is that you hurt people that maybe didn't follow a level of wisdom. And sometimes people rather just hear kindness. Now, again, people take advantage of kindness, so I'm not trying to say you should walk around like Mr. Rogers. There's got to be a balance. You know, that's an interesting thing that I observed. Pat's got a great sense of humor. Hey, Sam, love your channel. Thank you for all your positive energy. I would love to be your neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, that'll be fun. Palm tree hearts, squirrels. I fed the squirrels today. I fed the squirrels, Pat. And I said, should I sign this contract? And they just looked at me and said, you going to give me that peanut? And I said, here you go. All right, let's take hydration. Suitcase, thank you again for joining. Suitcase and Gas. I like that name. Suitcase and Gas Money. I like that name, man. Pat, great video of the ocean this morning. Thank you. I was inspired by one of my members of Jersey Lynn. She did a video like that of the Jersey Shore. And she had also did a video of Cape May Point, the walking trails by the lighthouse, which I did years ago. I forgot I did a video about that. And I look back at my videos from 3 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever it was, when I was in New Jersey. I said, damn, I forgot I went to that walking trail right by the southern tip of New Jersey, Cape May. And I was like, man, I was in a different, Like I listened to my I was in a different place, you know. It's amazing, like 3-4 years, man. It's a lifetime, man. And I said, damn, like dude, I wasn't thinking when I was in a different place, you know. It's amazing. Keeping up with Bree, 299 super chat, fist bump. Well, birthday girl, fist bump to you. I hope you get a birthday cake with a cherry on top. And I hope that you get to enjoy some, have a treat tonight, whatever you like to eat as dessert. And treat yourself well. And thank you for being a kind nurse or doing the best you can. Like I always tell you, I had a family member who was going into nursing, and they weren't good with needles. But what I learned is that, look, you don't have to be good with needles, or you don't have to be good with physical care. Because a lot of people who are hurting, especially seniors or people who are laid up in a bed, sometimes they just need attentiveness, someone to listen to them, someone to take their time with them, because everyone plays a part, So keeping up with Bree, just keep doing your part. Thank you again. Happy birthday, many more. And we appreciate you. Love to you. Andre, man, thank you again for being very welcome in person, man. Andre, you're positive, man. Thank you, Andre, for being a positive person. Wendy, hey, Sam, it will all work out. Thank you for your positive vibes. What God has for you, you will know. Thank you, Wendy. Just finished self-care. Praise the Lord. Good job, Wendy. Yeah, I always struggle with that dynamic, right? Because I believe, like faith without works is dead. I believe like God does his part, but we have to do ours. So I try to figure out, like I thought like, God, in my mind, I could be wrong. I thought like God was saying, well, go up halfway, because, that's like a fair thing or whatever. And even that I struggled with. I'm not going to lie to you. I struggle with commitment. I'm not good at that. I like living a detached life because mentally it's easier. But the only problem where I'm at now is it's not easier at night. It's not easier I'm not in a good place. I gotta change something. I feel it in every bit of my being. But to get out of the place I'm in, I have to take on more. Like, there is no way I can stay in option D much longer. Because option D, which is do nothing, while I love the fact that I'm not committed to anything, I love the fact that I keep saving money, I don't love the fact that I'm not feeling well about my quality of life on a day in, day out basis. I don't feel stable. I don't feel like I have a good direction. And when I don't have all those things, I can't get my message. Like, my message is now, I feel unstable, instead of like, what's the next message? You know what I mean? So I got to figure this out. It's not easy. Pat, love your positivity, Sam. Thank you. I am trying to make a concentrated effort and being a little bit more positive, but still shooting off the cuff a little bit, Keeping up with Bree. Love you, Sam. Well, it's mutual. It's reciprocal. Love to you also. Pat, say hi to the squirrels for me. I will. I'll say hi to them every day. There's not a day go by I don't feed those squirrels in that park. Love to you, Pat. Thank you. Adam, brother, great job on your video. I appreciate you showing up on your video. Good evening, Sam. Busy. I'll watch the replay. Just keep doing what you need to do for you. Love to you, Adam, and thank you. My man, Big Plan Dan from Southern California. Thank you again, brother. See, Big Plan Dan is a builder. Like I said, we all have our different gifts, and there's 3 elements of life: survival, exploration, and building. And Big Plan Dan, he's a builder, man. This guy has a passion to build and create. And he also has an imagination. You should watch, he's able, well, I guess to be a builder, you need an imagination. You need to be able to visualize what something is going to become, I remember when I was doing electrical apprenticeship work, I was working in a ditch, and the PVC pipe turns into rigid 90s when I think it was a school building. For the electrical wires under the building, before the building's even up, they dig like these big ditches. And the electrical wires are ran in piping. And most of the piping underground is PVC, which is like a hard plastic. And then when it turns up into the building, it converts to like galvanized, very hard steel elbows. And we were putting on these steel elbows to the PVC pipe, and I was struggling to visualize, like we had to set up like this unistrut and all these different like support systems. And I was struggling to visualize what we were doing because I couldn't see the building because the building didn't exist yet. And so we were like stubbing up these conduits to a building that didn't exist. So this was like one of my first jobs. So I was like, I couldn't, like the guy was telling me what to do. And I was like, but he was telling me what to do where he could see the building partly finished and he could see what we were trying to accomplish in the next step. See, I had never done it, so I couldn't visualize it. Then as my career went on and I worked on the pre-construction, the after construction, I knew when you were running the pipes, like what they're eventually going to look like and what you need to do, how they're going to come into the building, why we're doing certain things. And so sometimes to be a great builder, you have to just get experience, to have that vision, and you can apply that to anything, nursing, whatever. Thank you again, Dan. Suitcase Gas Money. Love that name. Hey, brother. Been watching your channel for about 2 months. Thank you. Your hard talk has really been a blessing to me. Thank you. I hope you're still in here. So I decided to join. I appreciate your graciousness. You're under no commitment. You can cancel at any time. Thank you for joining. You don't owe me anything, and I'm not entitled to anything. But I thank you because I show up every day. I try to put time, effort, and share my life. So, yes, I do have a fee associated with it, but anyone can watch for free. No one's manipulated. No one's hurt. And I'm very straight and honest with it. And I think that's fair. And I want to thank you for being gracious to me. I appreciate it. You are the first YouTuber I contributed to. I don't take it lightly. And I appreciate that, Suitcase and Gas Money. I don't take it lightly. And that's why I speak directly and I speak honestly. And yes, I've evolved and I will evolve. But I thank you very much. Blessed. Yeah, we talked about it. No, it didn't work out. It could still work out if I push the issue. But I got to get through tonight because I'm burnt out. I really am. I'm done. I feel very, it's like when you feel unstable, you're not confident. It's hard to do things without your confidence. It's very hard. Like when you know what to do and you're ready to do it, it's fucking beautiful. Everyone loves it. Like, you ever see like an ugly guy with a girl? The answer is, why is he with her? Because he's confident, or vice versa. Or so looks, as you get older in life, you don't care about a lot of other things you did when you were younger, but there is an attractive quality of confidence. However, if you don't feel confident, I don't think you should just try to fake the funk to be an alpha male or show bravado. Because I think that does the opposite. I think like a real strong person has to be able to articulate that they're off balance. If they're not, they're an asshole. I mean, it's like, because I don't know anyone in this world that doesn't feel. And if you don't feel, I mean, there's a psychological issue there. I mean, I feel bad for people who don't have any empathy. Now, I also feel bad for people who have too much empathy and they get taken advantage of. There's got to be a balance. So I've been struggling with balance. I've been very extreme on my journey and as a YouTuber. And sometimes, really, when you're extreme, that's when it's fun to watch. When someone's ranting, when someone is living this unique lifestyle, extreme is fun. Balance is boring. But you cannot live a long period of time in extreme mood. It's like redlining your vehicle. If you take the RPMs to that level for a long enough period of time, you're going to burn out the transmission. So, I've taken my RPMs for like 4 years on red, and I'm burnt out, and so I got to pivot. Thank you. Suitcase at Andre, thank you. Twisted. We're with you, Sam. I appreciate that. You guys and girls have been very gracious to me, and I don't take it for granted. Keep it up, Bree. The nursing job is good, except it's just night shift. It's killing me. Yeah, I like nights because it's more peaceful. and there's not as much politics, not as much demand. Now, nursing is a little bit different if you're in the emergency room, maybe, but working the night shift, your sleep schedule does get messed up. Your eating habits get messed up, and you get knocked off balance unless you're like one of the people that have a natural rhythm to be a night owl. But there's a difference between being a night owl and working the night shift. Usually, once you hit 3 a.m., that's when you hit the wall. 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., your body shuts down, and it's not easy. I've been there. I definitely just took this job to get out of a stressful environment. I can understand the night shift is a great role to do that, but I'm looking for a daytime job while I work this job. The best time to get a job is when you currently had a job. So you did the right thing by taking a night shift job to get your balance, to get out of desperation. And now that you're not desperate, you can make an incremental change. Good job. Keep it up, Bree. I was considering moving out of state once I get all my ducks in a row. It was either California or Texas. But I was thinking Texas is more realistic for my budget, and I can literally go anywhere as a nurse. Yeah, I mean, that's the time where you want to keep a lot of flexibility when you're unsure of where you want to live. I would not get super committed to any one area until you've spent enough time there. Like I've shared with you guys on my journey to Florida. My first year or so in Florida, I wasn't even considering buying property or settling down. I just wanted to get to Florida, explore, and figure out what I wanted to do next. And now I've been doing that for a few years, so now it's like that time. But, when it's not that time, keep your flexibility as a priority, keep consistent, and you'll figure it out. Bless, thank you again. I believe that sleeping on it, and don't be proud to come up. I'm thinking about it. Just a woman, speaking to a man again. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Kathy, I support you no matter what. Kathy, like I said, you've been very positive. Unbelievable. Whatever decision I make, don't stress yourself out. Kathy, for every psycho, every very nasty person I come along, there's some people that are like the opposite total positive. Kathy, you're totally positive. I mean, all I can tell you is thank you. ESP, I think that the seller told you his mindset. He said that the more you have, the more they go after you. He thinks he can get more money from you, so he's going to strong arm you. ESP, it's interesting. I mean, again, this seller I think is a flipper. I don't think it's like a regular seller. It's a straight business transaction for him, or her. Maybe he's in it with his a business partner or whatever. I don't know, but when someone's selling their house, not because they want to move, but because they bought it to fix it up and then sell it, that for them is total business. And for them, they have a certain amount of numbers that they're willing to take, and they're not usually willing to take more unless the property has been on the market for X number of days, right? So there's some calculation that this seller is doing for a business transaction. Unlike a regular purchase where there may be a little bit more give because, it's a personal. However, look, even for personal transaction, in today's real estate market, sellers are looking at it like, look, I don't have to budge on my price. Eventually, someone's going to buy it. Now, again, if that property stays on the market for 6 months, then it's a different story. But, that's the tough part, that you got, but I hear you, ESP. Keeping up with Bree. Exactly, Sam. You don't owe us anything. Thank you. We love you regardless. You guys have been great. Overwhelmingly very positive and supportive, and I'm very thankful. Thank you. Kathy, I also get super stressful, before a big decision. It hasn't been easy. But later, when I look back, it was not that big a deal as I thought. And that's probably a fair point there. Sometimes I end up in a similar position either way. That's a good point, Kathy. Andre, we got retested today again. Let's see on the next days. Okay, well, COVID, I'll be praying for your family. I have been. Twister, happy birthday, Bray. Suitcase and Gas Money. I like that name, man. Greetings from St. Petersburg. Shout out to the West Coast, man. My new home. Congratulations, man. I wish you the best on your search. Man, Suitcase and Gas Money, thank you very much. Congratulations on, to me, being in Florida. I don't think I've ever been to St. Petersburg, which I believe is west of Tampa. I've been to Tampa. I've been to, the West Coast. I don't think I've been above Tampa. I never went to Clearwater. But yeah, shout out to St. Pete. And again, man, welcome to Florida. Living your best life. Congratulations, and thank you for the love and support. Blessings to you and your family, and appreciation. Appreciation. Thank you. Wendy, you accomplished your first set of goals, and now you're making new goals that progress, in my opinion, Brother Sam. Yeah, I thank you. Yeah, Wendy, it's weird, It's like I'm trying to remember to enjoy the journey, but I'm not enjoying the journey anymore because, like, my journey is like the train has stopped, and there's another train. The journey's never over, right, until you're dead or whatever. But I have to get off this train and I have to get on another one. That's where I'm at. Like, I remember when I was younger, I came to Florida one time on a train. I'll never do it again because it's like 24 hours, even though I came with good people. And so I remember coming down from New Jersey to Florida on this train, and we had to stop. I don't know where we stopped, maybe Georgia, Carolina. We stopped at different points, and we had to get off one train and onto another because there was no train that took us straight to our destination. And sometimes that's how your life is and your goals. Like, I rode this Jeep Renegade train to the destination. I'm fucking here, man. Beep, beep. I mean, we have arrived at the motherfucking station, all right? So I'm sitting here at the train station terminal, and I'm looking at the big thing, like I'm back in Penn Station, in Manhattan, and I'm looking at when my train is coming. And I'm trying to figure out what train I got to jump on. That's how I feel like right now I'm back in Penn Station in Manhattan. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to jump on. And I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, man. And so I remember one time, I think it was like East, I was in Penn Station and it shut down. And I had to take the path back to Jersey. And I had to walk out of Penn Station. It was a disaster. I had to go total opposite way. Yeah, sometimes that's how life is too. It's like all the trains stop running and you got to get your ass and you got to walk to the transition from one train to another to get on the path again. And sometimes you got to literally take the path, back to Newark or Jersey City. I feel like I gotta get back on the path because my train has stopped. And I got to take a hydration break. Suitcase. Keeping up with Bree. Happy birthday. Yeah. I agree with that. Thank you, Suitcase. ESP. Research what hotel you choose. Some are used. Oh, okay. Some are used as, somebody told me that, used as quarantine COVID-19 people, at least in my state. No, ESP, that's a wise comment. Someone told me that, I think you're right. I will. Suitcase. Hey, bro. Yeah, Duke. Yeah, wears you out. Do you? I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the only thing too with the Class B decision is like, I don't know, man. I got to get some sleep because I'm done. My decision today was that the condo deal fell through. And my plan was to tell you the condo deal was going through. That was my plan when I woke up. And now as I go to bed, I'm stuck with option B, C, and D. And I'm saying, man, do I need to go back to A? I don't know. I'm burnt out. I gotta get some rest tonight. I gotta reevaluate what train I go on next. And I gotta take it one day at a time. I gotta take my own advice tonight. Keeping up with Bree. Ex-friend who dislikes me was a low-key hater. A few years later, she found out I work with one of her friends. Small world, ain't it? Then she goes and starts spreading lies. That bitch. About me, should I keep my distance from my coworkers? I tell you, secure the bag and stay out of gossip. Yeah, look, keeping up a breed. This is when you Joe Biden it. This is when you smile and you basically you get along with everyone. Okay, because you don't want to Donald Trump it, guys. Look what happened with Donald Trump. There's a reason we got the coronavirus, guys, and it wasn't because he was playing nice. It was because he was being an asshole. So, in my opinion, I love everyone, guys, but there's times in life, especially in a professional setting, that you gotta, even if you don't like people, you have to remember you are paid to be a professional. And being a professional means you put your personal feelings aside as long as you are not asked to do something immoral or illegal. So if you have to just get along with someone you don't like or someone who is hating on you, I'm not saying it's pleasant, but you need to be professional. Why? Money bag. And if people weren't professional, if the money bag wasn't involved, guys, it'd be anarchy. You know, imagine that, where like everyone just tell everyone go fuck themselves. Like nothing would get, there'd be no hospitals, it'd be crazy. You know, once in a while, like I still go to Starbucks and like, you know, no, we still can't sit in the Starbucks yet in America. And, you know, but, you know, what happened when I used to sit in Starbucks to work and shit, once in a while there'd be some homeless person, some crazy person come in there and they they start talking crazy. You know, so like now Starbucks is shut down to eat in, so I don't see it. But once in a while, even going through, because you're allowed to go in there and take your food out, once in a while, someone comes in crazy. They don't wear a mask, and they just start talking wild. And it's like, damn, man, just get your shit and get out, man. You know, but like that mentality is out there in the world. But greater is the spirit in you than in the world. You got to remember that, guys. Greater is the spirit in you than within the world. You say, is that religious? Well, I say, guys, look, you know, religion is a weird thing, but I believe in faith. Even if it's delusional just to make you a better person or get you through the day, I fuck it. You know, fuck it. You know, it's like you could say there's a strong case to be made that, you know, there's no reason to have faith. And I shout to all my atheists. I got love for you. But to me, there's a strong case to have faith, because when you have nothing else to hold on to, as long as your faith is not causing you to do something irrational, because some people do that. But if your faith is causing you to have some more courage, have some more peace, have some more comfort, that's a win. Okay? It's like, you know, that's the win, you know? So fuck it. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, again, like faith could be made to do some crazy shit or justify. So I'm not talking about like religion. I'm talking about faith, you know? So, hey, look, guys, you know, faith for the win, you know, as much as you can, you know? Keeping up a breathe. Thank you again. Keeping up a breathe. Sometimes rejection is God's protection. Yeah, there was a couple of people I wanted to get with. Huh. I tell you, I said, thank the Lord that motherfucker didn't work out, because I tell you right now, yeah, I mean, I'm stressing about, but at least I got the money for home base. Man, I tell you this, let's stay positive tonight. Let's stay positive tonight. But I want to tell you, keep it up a breathe. You are right. I'm trying to make a conscious effort to be more positive, because I can say so many things, but keep it up a breathe. You're right. You're right. Let's take a hydration break. Keep it up a breathe. Thank you for the B-Day wishes. Everyone send you love. Suitcase, you got this, bros. Thank you, Suitcase. Very positive, man. Suitcase. Rigid turn-ups. Oh, yeah, IBW. Shout out to Electrical Union. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hate them. I hate electrical work, man. I'm very grateful for that starting my career. I'm very fortunate. But I got no desire to do that anymore. I mean, some people, like I work with some people in the electrical field, they got into the corporate world or you know, yeah, into that type of world. But I worked with them, and then they said, I can't do this, Sam. I don't want to be in no cubicle or whatever. They wanted to go back to working with their hands. And there's nothing wrong with that. That'd make good money. But I said, yeah, not for me. I'm going to stick my ass right in this office. I said, I'll see you later. Okay? Yeah, I'm not going back. Not for me, guys. I'm gonna punch keyboards till the day I die. But everyone's different. Everyone likes different stuff. D at D says St. Pete's. Oh, is it south of Tampa? Okay, thank you, D. Good to see you, D. Is it sock time stress? D, you know what? D, that's a great question. I was so stressed out today. I went to masturbate and I didn't have enough strength. I believe I didn't even know. Like usually I see a girl in the gym or something. I say I'm gonna masturbate to her today. But I wasn't even paying attention. I went to work out this morning, but I wasn't really focused. And then at the end of the day, I was saying, well, who do I want to masturbate to? And I couldn't even think of someone. I ended up on my free porn screen. I saw it was called Ivana Montana. Almost looks like Ivanka Trump a little bit. I was like, but fuck it. I was like, I'm going to masturbate to her today. But I couldn't even finish. I wasn't excited. Now you say, is that too much information? Well, guys, this is the reality of life. Stress will kill your sex drive. I'm going to post something about that tomorrow, maybe. Sex will kill your stress. Stress will kill your sex drive. It's true. Marcel, you got to be so good that they can't ignore you, especially the ones that ain't done shit for you. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, Marcassani Creek. Love, Marcel, you always coming in with those good quotes, man. Shout out to you. Keep pushing forward on your journey to California and your personal trainer journey. Love to you, brother. Yeah. I don't know. For me, like I said, I really don't have confidence right now. I don't feel like I'm being so good they can't ignore me. I really don't. I kind of lost my mojo a little bit here. I feel like Jay-Z after Ether. I mean, I get my swagger back eventually. But, I'm a little bit off balance. Marcel, thanks, man. Love to you. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, guys and girls, that's the update today. The decision was no home base. Why? Because the deal fell through. I thought my counteroffer in a written contract was going to be good enough to do it. It wasn't. Now we are looking at a Class B or something else. But tonight, that next decision is to be determined. I have to get some rest. I have to evaluate everything that happened today because I really felt as I was doing it, I thought that this live feed was going to be about getting the home base. And I had everything in my life kind of centered around that. I planned the move-in date. I'd planned some things I was going to do. And now I have to ask myself, what train do I get on next? Because the train I'm riding right now, it's over. And I'm not going to stretch this Jeep out. I mean, I'm not. I'm done. I feel it. So, but I can't make another big decision in one day. I mean, my decision today was to try to close out this home base. It didn't happen. So I apologize to you guys and girls if we didn't have a good finale. But I have to do things in order because I want to try to, I don't want to screw my life up. Now, in one sense, I don't know if I'm screwing my life up by not going after this home base harder. I got to take a shower tonight and think about this. Because, like I said, I'm a little bit knocked off my confidence. I'm a little bit off balance. And I'm just trying to get through today. And I'm trying to thank God for what I have. I have a lot. I think about all the people that don't have what I have. And I don't want to take that for granted. I don't want to bitch and moan about it. But I want to share with you guys how I feel. Marcel, I think a Class B might be right for you. It has a lot of value. The one thing I like about the Class B is that I'm going to immediately improve my quality of life with comfort. I need some more comfort. I need the temperature control. I need somewhere where I could stand up inside of my own sanctuary, even if it's a van, stand up. And I gotta have a home on wheels. Like if I get sick or if I get hurt, even though a van, I don't know if it's as good as a condo or a home base, but it's at least has everything I need. I mean, to survive and to live. So, I got to really think about it. 1999 super chat, Singing Jewel. Thank you for that super sticker. Thanks for being you. Well, damn it, Singing Jewel. Thank you for that gracious tip. It's appreciated. I'm not entitled to it, but I'm grateful for it. And is all I can tell you is thank you. With sincerity in my heart, and you didn't have to do that. No one has to do anything for me. Um, I'm thankful for the love, and I'm appreciative. And I think about that. I think about, again, there's so many people that have less. I have a lot. I'm fortunate that I even have the option. Just having these options is a blessing, because I know people that don't even have these options. So, someone left a comment on one of my videos today, like, thank you for, one of my earlier videos about living in a car years ago. I don't know, it was a he or she, and just said thank you, because like for them, living in their car was not their choice, and they found hope or inspiration in my video. So I said, man, well, that's cool. I'm grateful that could be a help. Thank you again, Singing Jewel. D, you are stressed out. Yeah, I'm done. I'm burnt. I feel burnt. And I don't like feeling like this, because I can't get my creative juices up. I couldn't even, I couldn't even finish masturbating. I know that's too much information, but I was way off, man. I got to get back focused, but I got to be careful. It's a big decision. David, man, thank you for your love and support. Take your time. David, thank you for your graciousness. I'm praying for you, because I know you got your own issues you're faced with. So I'm not forgetting about you. I'm thinking about you daily. Okay. And thank you for, while you're in the midst of your own storms, you're thinking about me, you're supporting me and showing me love. So David, love to you, brother. I'm thinking about you also, praying for you also. All right, guys and girls, thank you. Thank you and thank you. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right? Peace.